calm yourself down, and then get into the weekend. Energize, refresh yourself. Today, I am bringing you ABC in the morning. I'm not your regular host. I'm sitting in for your regular host, that is Abena Mante. And then I'll be doing this with Kisiedo, who will come your way with sports. And then also Melo will come your way as usual with Tech Trick. Today, on Front Story, aside the election-related matters and all that, we are looking into the education sector. What is actually happening? We had students, we have our students, and we also have our wards sitting in for the WASSCE exams. And then it is expected that by now, the results should be released by WAEC. What is actually holding it? That is Front Story. That's what we'll be looking at. And then also move straight to business. We are looking at the economy, the expansion of the economy. Are we back to the pre-COVID era, as the outgoing president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, is saying, or there is more to be done? And then also when you come to the main discussion, we'll be looking at, as usual, the election-related issues, or the controversies, or the contentions. Yesterday, for instance, at the Texano Training Police School, since morning till the night, a lot of contention for some of the constituencies in the eastern region. However, some have been declared, some are still under contention. We'll look into that. And also look at how some electoral officers at the various collation centers, to them, and as they alleged, were put under duress. They were also coerced. They were also forced to declare some of the NDC members. We'll look into all that. We'll look at what the article says and who is even supposed to declare a winner of an election. And then our second topic, 16th of December, that is on Monday 2024, Parliament will reconvene again. Are we going to see another showdown? How is it going to turn out to be? How would the event and activities in Parliament turn out to be? The 8th Parliament, many have said that it is some kind of a blessing and then a curse. But then we are going into the 9th Parliament. The question now is, with the majority, the super majority that the NDC has now, how is the 9th Parliament going to be like? And then also, how would the NDC and then the MPP on Monday, how are they going to turn up for the sitting, the reconvene of Parliament? We'll bring to you other interesting topics, other interesting discussions. Just as I said, today is Friday. Happy Hour is there. We have the executive interview where we have time to engage business owners, talk about business. Bring your business on board. Let us advertise it and sell it for you so you can cash out and make some money. My name is Ohimia Amponsa. Front Story is up next. Welcome back. As I said, this is Front Story. And just as I gave you the teaser, we are zooming straight into the education sector. So the West Africa Examination Council, WAEC, announced that the release of the 2024 West African Senior High School Certificate Examination, WASSCE, results has been delayed due to the funding challenges. The West African Examination Council attributed the delay in releasing the 2024 WASSCE results to funding issues stemming from the Ministry of Education. In a statement issued on Monday, December 9, WAEC revealed that although the marking of essay and practical components was completed on 29th of November, however, the scanning of objective test cards has been disrupted due to the breakdown of scanners and insufficient funds for repairs. This situation has raised concerns among prospective first-year students, parents, educational institutions, as it could disrupt the academic calendar, delay admissions, and create uncertainty in the education sector. Let us take a look at the reasons WAEC cited and the breakdown of candidates who sat for the WASSCE 2024. Let us take a look at the graphics. Examination timeline, the commencement date was on the 19th of August 2024. It was Monday. That was the commencement date for the WASSCE exams, and then the exams ended on Friday, September 20th, 2024. We also had the visual art project date from August 5 to August 16, 2024. So this is actually the timeline that the exams took place from August 19, 2024, and then it spans up to August 5 to August 16, 2024. When you look at the participation of statistics, when we look at the participation of statistics, we have the total number of candidates that sat for the exam, which is 460,611. So 460,000 students sat for the exams. And then out of these, when we look at the sex breakdown, I mean the gender breakdown, the female and then the male, we have 212,954 for male. And then we also have 247,657 for female, going for females. In total, we have 1,003 schools throughout the country registering for the exams, and then also ensuring that there are centers where the students undertook the exams. The examination centers were also 1,000, as I've mentioned. And when you look at the improvement with the statistics or the data that we have gathered so far, there's a sharp increase of 2.66%, higher than what was gathered or the total last year, 2023, which is 448,674. To continue with the graphics, I'll look at the freshers and then also the reporting date for some of the universities. The University of Ghana, for instance, had January 2, 2025 for the level 100 students. And then also we have the Kwame Nkrumah University of Ghana Science and Technology opening January 4, 2025, and the UCC October 12, which has even passed, and the UEW January 11, 2025. I have on the line the head of public affairs of WAEC, John Kapi. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Thanks for having you.
My pleasure.
Okay, so it appears every year WAEC has issues. How peculiar is this particular issue?
Thank you very much, and good morning to your listeners. I think that the issues would come, but as an institution, we have ways of dealing with them. But there are some peculiar issues that come up, and you need external assistance. And that is the situation in which we find ourselves right now. The issue basically is our financing, and that is the big problem that we are faced with.
Okay, we understand you have issues with your scanning machines. How is this scanning machines? I mean, how different are they from the normal ones that we know? Is this so sophisticated in such a way that you cannot outsource it in times like this? Do you have any contingency plans in order not to delay and hold students?
Well, if you talk about the nature of the scanners, these are scanners they procured from outside the country, specifically from the UK. Now, what is happening is that these are scanners that are meant specifically for this kind of job, and they are robust such that they should be able to, take volumes of work. Now, as usual, machines are such that periodically you have to service them. And so we have had our servicing done. But unfortunately, this year we've had to do a lot of work, back to back. And so we've had challenges with this. Now, let me just say that we have a system with which we deal with our machines because of the amount of work we have to do. And so whenever monies come in with how we are going to apportion money such that we can have all these machines, working year round. Unfortunately, this time around, funds are not forthcoming. They come in bits. And so sometimes we take up other things that we feel are, more important. And then when real issues come up in emergencies like this, we are caught up, So it is not about us not, having any contingency measures, but it's just that we've not had the funds to do the things that we do the way we used to do them.
Okay, so Mr. Kapi, what I want to understand is that have you engaged the Education Ministry, and what are they telling you?
Oh yes, these engagements are things that we have done over the period. Whenever our budget usually come out in October the preceding year. So for example, our budget for 2025 has already been presented. Now, so when the time comes for us to start our processes, we write to them and indicate that we're about to start this, and so we need some funding. Now they send you money in bits, and these monies are not adequate for us to be able to do everything that we need to do. After speak, several letters have gone to the ministry. The last letter that went up was as late as last Tuesday, just about 3 days ago. So we have kept in constant touch. And each time, even after sending the hard copy, we send a soft copy to the phone of the minister, just so that he knows that there's an urgent need for them to release funds to us.
Okay, so I want to understand, how is this likely to affect the timetable of WAEC? Because per the statistics and then per the graphic that I placed on, the students are supposed to, by now, they're supposed to be in school. And then also, we have the University of Ghana. They're supposed to open by January, and then UCC, and then the rest. However, as it stands now, they're still in the house, or they are home. And it's going to put a lot of pressure on the facilities, hostels, parents. As it stands now, they don't even know what is happening. They don't know the way forward. How is this going to affect the timetable of WAEC?
Well, obviously, we would have challenges. We would never store any process. We are like a conveyor belt. It's our turn to conduct exams and release results so that the candidates can go to school. Now, we always have our calendar. Unfortunately, the exams were written at a time when it would have been difficult for us to even make the candidates go to school in October, all right, because BEC was done and WAS was done almost immediately afterwards. And so we had to take our time and make sure that we do the right thing. So for us, we had on our calendar the 19th of December to release the results based on the time that the exams were written, in the period within which the mark will be done and the processing of results. But as we speak, if these scanners are not fixed, I am afraid we will not be able to keep to our timeline, and this obviously would affect university admissions and indeed admissions into other tertiary institutions.
Okay, before I let you go, if it happens that by close of December there's no headway, what is WAEC going to do?
Well, unfortunately, our hands are tied. Let me just explain this. I've said it before and I'll say it again. WAEC is a non-profit making establishment. Whatever funds we use are funds that we get from examination fees from our candidates. Now, these fees have been absorbed by the state, and so if the funds are not forthcoming, if you read the act that established WAEC, We are not allowed to contract any loans. We're not allowed to pick up any credit from anywhere. So it is this money that we need to be able to carry out the assignment. And we have sent the right messages to the appropriate quarters. And our hope is that they will respond before the end of December. If we get the money and the technicians come to fix the machines, why not? We will recall our staff to work around the clock and ensure the results are out early enough for the university to go ahead and do their work.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. John Kapi. He is the Head of Public Affairs at WAEC. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. We spoke to the Head of Public Affairs at WAEC, and then we've been discussing the issues about the delay in the release of results for the WASSCE exams and the students. As I mentioned, we have some of the universities with their dates that they have to resume for the freshers. So in the University of Ghana, for instance, they are supposed to open on January 2, 2025 for the level 100 students. And then also we have the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology to open on January 4, 2025 for the level 100 students. And then when you go to Cape Coast, we also have, they are actually supposed to have opened by now. Their date was October 12th, and today is December 13th. It then means that 2 months and just a day of a delay, and it's supposed to have commenced. And then UEW, they are supposed to open on January 11, 2025. When you look at the Act and then the issues that Mr. John Kapi raised, according to the Act, they are not supposed to seek for loan facility. They are not supposed to seek for any external help. So they solely have to depend. They solely have to depend on government to fund their administration and then their operations. So joining me on the line is Charles Aheto Chegan. He's a former Director General of the Ghana Education Service. Good morning, sir. Thanks for having you on ABC in the morning.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, thank you so much. So this is not news to you, is it?
Good morning. I don't really know what you mean, but it is news to me.
Oh, okay, it is news to you. Is this something that has never happened during your term as a former Director General of the Ghana Education Service? You never had issues with scanners?
Never.
So how do you take this one?
Well, I take it with a lot of surprise, and I think that there is a certain intentional attitude to try and impose a different examination body onto the country and enable us to go with that examination body. So for me, I see it as part of a scheme, and people are working hard to ensure that you give a dog a bad name and hang it.
Okay, you said it seems like they want to force a different educational body. What does that mean?
Body.
Yeah, examination body. What does that mean? Are you picking any inter or signal?
That means that you won't have WAEC, for example, taking charge of our examination, but you could go and import maybe a body like Cambridge Examination or whatever, like Oxford or something, any group of assessment developers, and give them the authority to monitor examination, and then that's it.
So with your experience in times like this, what do you think should be the ideal decision to be taken?
Yeah. The ideal decision to be taken is in the bosom of the government. The money that WAEC as an organization would use to settle its debts, so to speak, are bosom of the government, because the government is responsible for that organization. We signed a pact, and we got the headquarters here. We got all the systems that we developed under the organization here in this country. So it must beat everybody's mind that we have all of these things in this country, and we do not pay our subscription or pay the things that will enable the organization to work. I don't know what that intention really is.
Is that to say that we are afraid, Ghana is afraid, or government is afraid to lose the center, let's say WAEC?
Oh, government is not afraid to lose the center. It is not afraid at all. If it were afraid, it would quickly have paid that money. And like consistently that we used to pay, we were afraid, and not afraid, but we were happy to have the organization headed in this country. So it is not a matter of fear, but in this particular instance, I think there is a scheme by certain individuals to ensure that the body just leaves us and then they bring in some other body to come and run the state.
So if you said there is a scheme by certain individuals, who are these people?
I don't know those individuals. I wish I knew. I would have told you. I don't know them.
Okay, but so since you do not know them, then you said that there's a scheme by a certain individual. That means that you have an information that ABC News, or probably me, myself, I do not know. So maybe you can share with us.
No, I don't have an organization that will enable me to mention their name directly, and I'm not afraid to mention names.
So is that an allegation?
Oh, yes, that's certainly an allegation.
Okay.
You know, it is an allegation. If you want to put it in that way, fine. It is an allegation. But if you read documents which the government had itself published, and especially those of you who have had an opportunity to read what they call the Free SHS Bill, you will see exactly what the intention of government is. Now, so I won't say that it's government. It is some individuals who have crafted that bill, who have put it in. I don't know them, but then they are individuals, faceless individuals, and they are doing it on behalf of government. That is why I'm saying I don't know the individuals, but I know that some people are scheming to ensure. And if you read it, you will see exactly what I'm saying.
Right. It then means that government is in bed with some group of people.
Well, I don't know. Well, in bed there is a very joyous experience, but I don't know whether I will ascribe it to this particular situation. Maybe government is actually conniving with some people to do this. In bed is a very exciting thing, but
okay.
I don't think I'll put it to this one.
Okay, so now we have a new government on board. The Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo government, let's say by January 6th, 7th, it will be over and we have a new government on board. Let me ask you, with your experience and then your expertise in the education sector, what are you looking for? What are your expectations from the new government in addressing some of these things?
Well, you have asked me a very, very obvious question and an obvious answer. This government, this political party which has come into power, told all of us that it is on a certain agenda. And that agenda is resetting Ghana so that we can develop the Ghana that we want. That means that there was a serious problem with the Ghana that we're running into and all of those kinds of things. So my expectation that we will continue the resetting agenda. We will change those things that have been destroyed. We will restore the system to what it has to be and how it has to function to ensure that we inject into that system more modern trends to ensure that we Ghanaians and we as West Africans and we as people who believe in law and order, are willing to ensure that an organization that we have created by way of consensus will be able to operate and rightly well so. So for me, that is my expectation. So I don't expect that anything will change in terms of the fizzling out of WAEC, because WAEC is an international obligation and we have a responsibility to maintain our part of that obligation. It is a betrayal for us to begin to assume that we can suddenly, lackadaisically do the things that we do and leave an organization and then we go and carry some other organization to come into the system. It is very, 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 very unlawful.
Right. So in your submission, you keep mentioning we. I'm so curious to know. Are you eyeing any position in the new government?
The people of Ghana. The people of Ghana.
Okay.
The people of Ghana. Okay, next time I'll say the people of Ghana. The people of Ghana.
Okay.
Parents are concerned. Now their children's results are not out. They would have been out long ago if we were running an old system and they would know which universities their children will be going to. They are worried. Organizations and people who have relied on WAEC to deliver services are worried because their pays are in arrears. So we are referring to all the people that receive or depend on the services of WAEC to be able to function in their life.
So I asked you a question, and I want to go back again. Would you consider any appointment from the new government?
Me?
Yes.
And my, do you know my age?
I don't know, unless you tell me.
Good. I won't disclose that on radio, but I am
on TV. ABC News Ghana is a TV station. Yeah.
Okay, TV on TV. I will not divulge that on TV, but I am past all the legal conditions that will allow government to give me a position, to manage a particular system.
Okay.
I do not even believe in that. I believe in right age retirement and ensuring that government systems work effectively. Okay. So I won't sit down and say that, I want government to make me a minister of some. No. Minister, no. There are younger people who need the opportunity to come into service with support from us as old men, to help them to do their work efficiently. So I don't really need a job from government.
So would you consider being an advisor on the education sector? Would you consider?
Of course, that one is a very easy and precise job. Okay. You don't take over an organization. You go and let's say offer your services and exit and watch out and see how things are working. Go back and say, no, let's fix it this way. It is fine. Then government is relying on a certain experience to be able to deliver what it wants to deliver to the people. That for me is a fine thing to do, and I'm very happy that this government may be considering that opportunity to help it to solidify a lot of things. For example, you saw that in Mohammed's first days, he wants to ensure that we actually sit down as a people to discuss what the free SHS is and look at it dispassionately and know how we want to go as a people. That one is a part of the consultative process that ensures that we, the people, have put in place a system that we want. This we have lacked for a long time, and I think this time we might get it.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time and then your submission on this topic.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Have a nice day.
Thank you. Okay, so we just spoke to Mr. Charles Aheto-Chega, the former Director General of the Ghana Education Service. You said it. He has said it all, and then you've heard it yourself. He's available for any opportunity when given by the new government. That is the end of one story. Up next, let's pause with Derek Kunikisid.
This is where the headlines are probed. Policies scrutinized through an objective lens with an unbiased approach to every discussion. Key in to a series of pulsating conversations with the hard questions.
Why do you still want to run when you have failed?
I haven't. What do you mean by failed?
In-depth analysis of policy proposals,
If it's a temporary program, why do we want to still create another gold reserve exchange program also to address a temporary issue?
If you introduce a temporary measure and you realize that the temporary measure works and is sustainable, you have to rethink whether or not it should just be temporary.
And every agenda and positions intellectually debated to set the record straight.
Look, you still don't answer the question now. Good. Question is, if Article 78(1) is anything to go by, your ministers of state largely are supposed to come from the parliament.
Yes.
The law says that not less than 10 and not more than 19. So these are your cabinet, your ministers of state you're going to get. How do you intend to? Have you thought about managing that hurdle?
Absolutely. If I hadn't, I probably would not get on the fray to do this.
On Focus on ABC, we focus on the matter, the personality, and the answer beyond the rhetoric. Focus on ABC shows every Thursday at 7 p.m. only on ABC News Ghana television. This is where the headlines are probed, policies scrutinized through an objective lens with an unbiased approach to every discussion. Key in to a series of pulsating conversations with the hard questions.
Why do you still want to run when you have failed?
I haven't. What do you mean by failed?
In-depth analysis of policy proposals.
If it's a temporary program, why do we want to still create another gold reserve exchange program also to address a temporary issue?
If you introduce a temporary measure and you realize that the temporary measure works and is sustainable, you have to rethink whether or not it should just be temporary.
And every agenda and positions intellectually debated to set the record straight.
Look, you still don't answer the question now. Good. Question is, if Article 78(1) is anything to go by, your ministers of state largely are supposed to come from the parliament.
Yes.
The law says that not less than 10 and not more than 19. So these are your cabinet, your ministers of state you're going to get. How do you intend to? Have you thought about managing that hurdle?
Absolutely. If I hadn't, I probably would not get on the fray to do this.
On Focus on ABC, we focus on the matter, the personality, and the answer beyond the rhetoric. ABC News Ghana television.
Hello, good morning and welcome to your daily dose of sports. I'm Derek Komiki-Siedu, and here is what making the headlines in the world of sports today, from thrilling victories to dramatic upset. We've got all the actions covered, so grab your coffee, sit back, and let's dive into the top stories from the world of sports right here on ABC in the morning. Let's start with the Ghana Black Maidens as they dominated Benin 4-1 in their opening match of the WAFU B Under-17 tournament on Thursday at the Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence in Pampam. The Black Maidens were confident after 2 wins and a draw in pre-tournament matches, including a 3-0 victory over Sisimba Ladies. Ghana started strong with Priscilla Mensah scoring in the 6th minute, followed by the first half hat-trick from Christian Asheku. Benin pulled one back on the hour mark, but Ghana held firm, securing a comfortable victory with the Burkina Faso and Togo withdrawing from the tournament. Ghana and Benin remain in Group A. Ghana will face Benin again on December 14. The stage is set for the highly anticipated super clash between Hearts of Oak and Asante Kotoko on Sunday, December 15, 2024 at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. Now, Kotoko began the season strongly with 4 victories in their initial 7 matches, but have since suffered 4 consecutive defeats, leaving them in the 7th position with 18 points out of the possible 36. Their rivals, Hearts of Oak, on the other hand, bounced back from 2 early setbacks to claim their successive win, placing them 6th, just ahead of Kotoko, with just a point separating them. Heart of Oak head coach Abubakar emphasized that the upcoming game is not just about rivalry, but about the crucial point at stake.
Last season we lost 3 times. The first round, second round, and the Democracy Cup. But the motivation is the league. We are playing new league, and we need to capitalize maximum points. It's true, Kotoko Hearts of Oak is a special game, but the objective is the same, 3 points. And the boys are motivated because we need that match to continue. You remember last season we survived. We are trying to get more points, to didn't get the same pressure we have last season. To escape of that situation, we need more points. That's why we have this motivation. And the second one is a big one. As of Oak and Kotoko, when we are playing, it's 2 culture. This culture is the win. All the 2 teams need the win. And we have so many passion. It's like a political party.
And now Bayern Leverkusen wing back Jeremy Frimpong has opened up about his strong connection to Ghanaian root. The 24-year-old defender revealed that he speaks the Ghanaian dialect, which is Twi, with his parents at home, embracing his heritage despite his international career. Born in the Netherlands to Ghanaian parents, Frimpong moved to England at the age of 7, giving him eligibility to play for Ghana, the Netherlands or England. After years of representing the Netherlands at the youth level, he chose to commit to the Dutch national team, making his senior debut in 2023 during the 2024 European Championship qualifiers. On the club front, Frimpong has been in strong form this season. In the Bundesliga, he has contributed 4 goals, 2 goals and 2 assists, whilst also impressing in the UEFA Champions League with 4 assists, while he has yet to match his remarkable tally of 24 goals contributions from last season. Frimpong is hoping to continue his strong performances as the campaign progresses.
You're from Ghana, you played for Holland. how much in touch are you still with Ghana? I hear you speak Ghanaian language a lot here. How much are you still in touch with Ghanaian culture?
My parents are Ghanaian, you know, so yeah, every time I speak to my parents, it's Twi. You know, they taught me the language, so when I'm home, yes, I speak Twi with them, yes.
Have you ever been to Ghana?
No, I've never been to Ghana before, but I will go, for sure.
So you learned Twi just from your parents?
Yes, from my parents, yes. Yes, from my parents.
Let's talk about music. Do you listen more to Ghanaian music or Nigerian music?
Both. But Nigerian music is top. You guys have too many good musicians. It's too many.
So who's your favorite Nigerian artist?
Oh, it's difficult. But Asake is good right now. Asake, I went to his concerts. Oh, top. You got Burna Boy, you got Wizkid, you got Davido. You know, there's too many.
You have a good.
And now Ademuna Lukman from Nigeria, Akraf Hakimi from Morocco, Cyril Grassi from Guinea, Simon Adingra from Ivory Coast, and Rowan Williams from South Africa. Each of these players have showcased exceptional talent over the past year, and the question is, the question on everyone's mind is who will take home the coveted title. Lukman impressed with his dynamic performance from Atlanta in Syria, while Hakimi continues to shine for PSG and Morocco. Graritzi goal scoring from has hit up League One. Adingra has been a key figure for Brighton, and Williams has been a standout in goal for South Africa.
Another goal for Serhou Guirassy.